We are going to talk about the first 8 rules of power. That is rule number 1 to number 8. I will start with rule number 1. Never outshine the master. Never outshine the master. We have, especially employees. We have employees, you get employed under somebody. I've suffered that also once or several times, whereby you find maybe the company is owned by the director and you are the manager. You are the general manager and you are employed by the managing director. When you find clients have started saying you are better off than the owner of the company, no, things are very bad. No director would want that. But you see, there are times when you are supposed to be that way because the owner of the company is supposed to own the company and let you run it. This is a double-edged sword, because if you become useless, then he or she will wonder why he or she employed you. But in the 48 powers of 48 rules of power or laws of power, number 1 is never outshine the master. Now we go to rule or law number 2. Never put trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Law number 2. Now, law number 2 of the 48 laws of power, it says, it has 2 parts. In one part, it says, never put too much trust in friends. And in the second part, it says, learn how to use enemies. In life, you tend to be very comfortable with friends. And you'll find that when they wanted to betray Jesus, they never looked for an enemy of his or from a distance. They looked for somebody very close to him. In life, your friends will learn a lot of things from you. And then they use that information against you on especially 2 fronts. When you differ with that friend, he or she will start using the background info, the privileged information that he or she has on you. Or rather, if you are close to that person and you have a competitor in business or something, then it is only your friend who will go and sell that information. So the thing is, don't put too much trust in friends and learn how to use your enemies. The second part is a bit deep thinking. You see, the enemy will always be against you. So there are times when you have to give the enemy wrong information or whatever. For example, you want to use your competitor. Your competitor is your enemy. You want your competitor to waste a lot of money. Maybe you can use that competitor with the false information that you want to open a branch in such a place which will be large selling. Then the competitor would would put a lot of his or her money in the place where he or she thinks you are going to start your business, only to have misinvested. But generally, any information gotten from the enemy is usually good. Let me give you another example. Being an intelligence officer, you can learn a lot from your enemies, especially in these days of social media. In these days of social media, you can know a lot of how you are being trapped by monitoring what your enemy is placing on this social media. What I'm trying to say is that if you have an enemy and he or she is very quiet on the social media, be worried, because you do not know. So the enemy may talk a lot about you or whatever, but in that case you are studying him or her. So that is how you use your and learn from your enemy. You can learn a lot from your enemy. Uh, I think there's a lot you can talk about that, but that is briefly what I can say. For example, an enemy who is very quiet, you don't know whether he or she is plotting against you. You don't know whether he or she is annoyed or happy. You see, you can learn a lot from your enemy. When you see that your enemy is very confident, then you can secretly start asking yourself what is happening. Or if you find your enemy is very pleased, very happy, then you start studying why is your enemy very happy. Remember, when your enemy is very happy or confident, that is bad news to you. And when your enemy is very much annoyed, that is very good to you. But when your enemy is very quiet for a long time without talking, it could be a concern to you because you don't know what your enemy is planning. So rule number 2, we can say it has 2 parts. Never put too much trust in friends, and also learn how to use your enemies in gathering intelligence or knowing how to go about. Number 3, law number 3, conceal your intention. Just a simple line like that. Conceal your intention. That is very, very good, and it is a very powerful law, and it is very powerful in the way you deal with things. For lack of a better example, you may find that like recently, you saw out of the blues, Moses Kuria has resigned. Out of the blue, Moses Kuria has resigned as a presidential advisor. He has not even disclosed why he is doing that, whatever. What I can say is that I can refresh law number 3, which says conceal your intention by using another word, is that keep people guessing. Keep people guessing. Like I said in number 2, but in number 3 also it emphasizes that let others not know what you're planning or what you're doing. Let them just start guessing on what you're going to do. That is conceal your intention. Don't make it such a way that you tell somebody, I'm going to do this before you do it. Conceal your intention. Let the things happen later. As we are still in number 3, you'll find that as we go through the 48, many of them may be a repetition or confirmation, or otherwise talking what you had said before in another way. But usually conceal your intentions. People who are mystic, people whom you don't know what they are going to do, whatever, these people usually tend to be very powerful. Number 4, law number 4, it says always say less than necessary. Always say less than necessary. This one, don't give a lot of don't give a lot of explanation or anything or whatever. Let there be mystic there. If let's say you are supposed to talk, if the thing has 5 points, you can talk 2 or 3. Then people start guessing about the other remaining one. So always say less than necessary. Number 5, so much depends on reputation. So much depends on reputation. Guard your reputation. A person who is honored by people is always respected by people. So when number 5 says, so much depends on reputation, guard your life. That is, your life depends on your reputation. It even reaches a time in life, and I can tell you there is nothing as good and as sweet as having being of a highest reputation, where your word people follow. But you see, you can maintain that reputation for decades and you can spoil it in one day. So a lot of things depends on your reputation. Number 6, law number 6, court attention at all costs. Court attention at all costs. This one has been used by, during those early days, we had people like, what do you call, uh, Moses Kuria, and even the lady from Odaya, who used to call herself NAC activist. In today's world, we have people like Nuro Kanga, we have Omosh 1 hour. You find that these people, uh, they caught attention a lot at all costs, such that when things are supposed to be decided of importance, a person like these people like Nuro Kanga, people like Omoshwana, people like that, they have courted a lot of attention, but they stay in. There is another one I think was called ghetto president. Such people, they stay in ghetto. They are very Steve, simple Steve. They stay in ghettos. There are people who are very small, but you'd find that when it comes to deciding things in public and whatever, they may you'll find that the government or people in power will seek them out, and even people in advertising things, they'll seek them out because they'll want their endorsement. So seek attention at all costs. Number 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Is that possible? Let other people do the work for you and get the credit. I have one idea about that. I'll give you. There is a Kitonyi family. Kitonyi family. It is a very what prominent family. One of them, a boy, is a friend, and in fact, even through marriage they became related to Jirongo, and Jirongo has limited education, according to me. There's a time this Kiprono, Kitonyi, sorry. There's a time when Kitonyi had completed his university, and he was called upon by Jirongo. He was told there are these new degrees that come at planning and project planning or whatever. I think you have heard people talking of new degrees that are called project planning and such not things. So these are the people you can call, just like Jirongo did call Kitonyi. You call that person and say, you have a degree in, and the person talking to you maybe is a Form 4 D plane, but he calls somebody with a university degree, with a degree in, what do you call, in a degree that is called planning. Yeah, project management and planning, something like that. I can't recall the name very well. So you get such a person, and you convince such a person to really make plans of such, and then you pay that person. Actually, nowadays things are that way, that you tell a person to make a proposal, business proposal of, let's say, building a we are going to have a big airport in Webuye. So you go and find somebody who is very good in such project management. He draws a very good plan with that, whatever. You ask that person, how much do you want? He says 2 million shillings. Say, plus buying the copyright, he says that is 3 million. You get that thing, a project of 3 million, you go and take it to the government and declare it is your project. And people will always say that, so and so is the one who constructed that. And imagine you are just a Form 2 people, you are a Form 2 person who has never been that ever, but you bring that a very detailed thing that you take it to the government. But because you have somebody who has a degree in project management, he writes everything for you, he does everything for you, and then you add him an extra money for him never to claim that he's the one who had that masterpiece. My viewers, this is uh, the episode about 48 rules of power, which covers the rules or the laws, rules number 1 to number 8. In quick succession, I'll repeat them. Because I've emphasized, so I'll not repeat that. It says, never outshine the master. That is the first one. The second one says, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Number 3, conceal your intention. Number 4, always say less than necessary. Number 5, so much depends on repetition. Guard your life. Number 6, court attentions at all costs. Number 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Number 8, make other people to come to you. Use bait if necessary. I had not talked about number 8, so I'll talk about it. I'd reached number 7, so I'll talk about number 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. We have some people, like I said, those people, people like Moses Kuria and the Odaya lady. They invested a lot in having attention to themselves, so they convince people to come to them, like these people who have bunge la wananchi. Maybe if you have a few thousand shillings, every time you call a bunge la wananchi, they say use bait if necessary. Number 8, use bait if necessary. People in the slums, if you start calling such meetings, and maybe you can afford a cup of tea for each and everyone, you find that that is where they say court attention, and if possible, maybe use bait. That is where they say you can use, if they take a cup of tea, that is the bait, isn't it? Those are the first 8 of the 48 laws of power.